Okay. Yep. You got about 25. You're good to go.
Now you keep track of time. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yountville Arts Commission meeting on November 4th. Could we have the roll call, please?
Are we live, Jason? I don't see the light.
It was flashing a minute ago.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Start over.
Okay. Welcome to the Yountville Arts Commission meeting on Monday, November 4th. Could we have the roll call, please?
Chair Scheer,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kapjan, Members Resnick,
Yes.
Lee, or Lay,
Aye.
apologies.
Present.
Meredith,
Here.
Hudson, here, and Dornbecker. Here. All members are present.
Thank you all for being here. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Okay. So the next item is the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion to adopt?
So moved.
I second.
Okay. Do I need to ask for something to be said about, did you get my email?
I'll just, about the signs. I'll just report that under staff informational reports.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. I'm sorry. Okay, so all in favor of adopting the agenda?
Aye.
So the motion carries. And approval of the minutes. Did you all read through?
I did. I would approve except one change, that we did not say the Pledge of Allegiance last time. So just change that.
Okay.
We did.
No, we didn't.
We
I
did?
didn't think we did because there wasn't a flag, so we didn't.
Oh, that was our retreat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that the last meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
Yes.
strike that.
Yep.
You're right. Good catch.
Okay. Otherwise, I would move to approve with that change.
Second?
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Public comment. Do we have any public comment, either emailed or present?
No.
No. All right. Thank you. All right, Sam,
All right, me.
you're on.
I know most of you, you were all at the retreat, but I just wanted to give Caitlin the opportunity to introduce herself to the World Wide Web and those who are viewing us at home. So I'd like to welcome Caitlin Huss to our team.
Hi there, my name is Caitlin Huss, and I'm the new Recreations Coordinator for the town of Yountville, and I'll be working directly with all of you in the Art Commission. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Lucky us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Caitlin. So the first up is an administrative item, and it is the appointment of the chair and vice chair for the commission, and for your consideration and approval. And those new appointments would take effect at the next meeting, which would be December 2nd. In the staff report, I gave information on the current bylaws requirements for those positions, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. But I would ask that you make a nomination, verify the nominees with the nominees that they accept the nomination for the position, and then you would motion second and vote to approve. I did double check. In our latest iteration, the update of the bylaws, we did take out the 1 year limit on serving. So, yes.
Well,
May we get to nominating?
Yes, if you turn on your mic.
All right, now we may get to nominating. And I think we should start at the top. I would like to ask Ms. Chair Cher if she would accept the nomination and join us again next year as the chair of our commission. So basically, I would like to nominate Rhonda.
And I'd
I'd like to second that.
nomination.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I would be happy to. Thank you. I do think, though, we should all be thinking about the leadership of the commission and stepping up. So please, in the coming year, think about all the activities that you're doing and participating in, and jumping in with all the more of the responsibility. So thank you. Thank you.
Do we vote on that separately?
You would vote together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd like to nominate Noel Resnick as the vice chair of this commission.
Why, thank you.
I'll second that.
I second
I'll
that.
second
I'll
that.
second it 100 times.
I would happily and joyfully, and I would be honored to accept
joyfully.
that
Like
nomination.
that.
Thank you.
Yay. That's awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
So then you would motion and second those appointments and vote. So if
I would
someone-
like to make a motion that we accept both of these nominations, Rhonda for the chair, Noel for vice chair, and that we vote to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? All in favor?
I guess
Aye.
Yes.
Okay.
Any opposed? No? Okay, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to have Noel on board, and Miss Cindy, but she may reconsider, you never know. Now you've lost your position, though. No, okay.
We can figure that out.
We'll find something for you to do soon.
I'm sure you will.
Never really leave.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, for your continued service, and all of you, really. But
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay. The retreat notes, Sam, do you want to lead that discussion?
Yes, so next up is just the recap notes from the October 7th retreat. And so I followed the same outline as we have in previous years and attached those for your review. And then if anyone caught anything that I did not capture accurately, let me know and we can make those updates. And there really is no formal action because you're not changing any of the subcommittee assignments. So it's really just for the record to recap the business that we did at the retreat and then make sure, again, it's accurate for our reference moving forward.
Are there any comments about, thank you, Sam, for putting this together.
Yes.
I don't see anything that's different than what we discussed.
No,
No, it looks good.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
So with this, then we're accepting the subcommittees. We don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, since there's no changes being made, then it just continues. You don't have to formally vote. It's just if we change things or I know we have a recruitment in some positions, but that'll be in the spring. So you may move things around then, but not until then. Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Good. Well, that was easy.
That was easy.
All right. So Art Fund, Sam, do you have anything to add to your report?
No, not really. Not a whole lot of action going on. I did just want to note, and you'll talk about this a little later, but we were approved for $25,000 in one-time funding from the TID. So you'll see that money next report coming into that Public Art Restricted Fee Fund, the Fund 23. And Rhonda will talk about in our art walk report what we're going to be doing with that money. But they did approve us one time. And then starting next year, they are supporting Yountville Art Sip and Stroll still to the $10,000. And then they are also going to support the art walk with $10,000 ongoing funding, which was really terrific. So as we've talked about the art walk fund a lot and how it ebbs and flows with development. And so I think that's a great way of stimulating some income every year into that fund with the TID's support. So.
How do we express our gratitude to them? Because that's what, $35,000 or something?
For this year it's 35,000, and then ongoing it'll be 20. So I mean, I think I know they have board meetings. I think it's the scheduling's a little wonky, but I think it's more than appropriate if you'd like to write a letter, and we'll make sure that we pass that on to their board. I think would be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm happy to answer any other questions you might have about the financial reports.
And any other questions, or we're ready to move on? Okay. So Art Sip and Stroll, all right? Are you going to show us up on the screen?
I am, yes. I was just having a hard time.
The representation in the packet's pretty good, really.
Out there.
There we go.
I can't get the whole thing on one page, but it's a try.
So there's somewhat of a story behind this decision.
I can't wait to hear it.
More like a telenovela.
And it involves the artists that we're talking about being in the gallery at the same time. So last summer, at the end of July, I met with an artist, John Sensenbaugh, who does beautiful work with a scroll saw. And Noel came down, looked at his collection. I had looked at it before. I had, great hopes, and you'll see a little bit of something about him in the following pages. This is shrunk, and so the art that you're looking at under the scroll saw art styles is actually much prettier than it looks on our agenda.
Just basically making the point of this telenovela in the beginning. You'll see how this plays into it.
Yes. So this is the art that Noel and I viewed, and we thought, he could probably make a pretty exciting poster for us. And so we agreed we'd pursue that. So like I said, this was, I think Noel finally got to meet him in early August. And he started one piece. We said, we don't know where this is going. So we backed up, and he started another piece, and that one seemed to have some promise. And so we kept going and going, and it turned out it just wasn't. But I did ask Michael Aronson, our graphics person, to take a look at it and see if he could do some magic with his graphics, which he frequently does. And he very genuinely said, I would have to do so much to this that, this person's art would just be lost. So Noel and I agreed we'd have a conversation with John. And Noel had an idea, a concept for as the poster you see it. So we felt we had a fallback. And in the meantime, John has, I don't know how many pieces he has of his art, and so it'll make a really nice gallery presentation. I think we'll use some blow-up photography like we did for Ivan's show to kind of break it up a little bit. And then in the center of the gallery, Richard Starks has agreed to do a smaller version of this sculpture, Wine Story 2. So we'll have some continuity between the poster. One of John's pieces has this sculpture in it, and also in the gallery, so that it all kind of ties together. But in the meantime, we started working with an image that Noelle had found on Instagram, and she and Tim went out, reshot this sculpture, and Michael Aronson put together a poster which I think looks really beautiful. He did his usual adding elements that you see that aren't there in reality. So we're presenting it all to you, this as the Art Sip and Stroll poster, and John Sensenbaugh being in the gallery.
And also, in due respect to the artist, we really became aware of what we were dealing with when we were taking some pictures of the art, and so we could talk about it and share it with Michael Aronson. I think you can see here, photographs do not do his art justice. It's something you have to see in person. He cuts all the wood, and when you see it, it's a whole other visual experience. On the printed page, it doesn't jump out at you, and because our Art Sip and Stroll poster is the face of the event, we really needed something that would jump out and say Art Sip and Stroll. So we're really happy that we could do something where we could bring the two together, and we could have a good marketing piece, and we could integrate it into his beautiful gallery show.
I think this was a great solution of just bringing the best of both together. Yeah. And
I've known
I'm sure
John
his
for
exhibit will be
many
great.
years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I've been to his home and seen his collection.
Yeah, good.
And he does keep me in the loop when he makes a new piece. And you really, you really need to see it in person because it's unique. I'm so excited that he will be in the gallery, though.
So are we.
Because there's not a lot of people doing what he does.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that any scroll saw artist, and there are others if you Google it, does what he does. They do it's a positive and negative, and he has a fretwork that it works with negative space, and it's pretty monochromatic. That type of work is more typical of scroll saw. John really works with elements, and he's working on a piece that Noelle and I are just fascinated with, of dancers, and it's just an amazing piece. Very, very meticulous. And so, you found some pieces.
Yeah, on a website, there's a few that.
Wow.
Great.
They just, I don't know, on the website you get more of the dimensional.
You do.
Copy.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he offered that for our opening, he could bring the scroll saw into the gallery and actually show people how he.
Good idea.
Oh, that would be super cool.
It would be
Yeah.
cool. I think we might need to get some plastic goggles.
Okay.
I'm sure, I would imagine they're available, but I think it would be kind of an exciting thing for
Absolutely.
people, and maybe do that also during Art Sip and Stroll, so that people can really get a feel for it. We've worked with him so much, and it's such meticulous work. I mean, these buildings, each one of those is the windows cut out and has dimension on top of dimension. So they really are quite unique, and I'm glad you've experienced it.
Yeah.
So you can, So
I think it'd be great to have him doing that in the gallery too. I just think it would be fascinating for people to see.
Right.
I think it's a great idea.
he offered to do that. So we'll figure
So-
out.
Is this one of his pieces?
That's Richard Stark's that's this piece, right?
Oh, okay.
So he's making.
In wood? Or,
No. He's going to do his usual cortin. Again, this is kind of shrunk, but the white you see we're looking at this diagram.
Okay.
Right? So the white you see is supposed to be the size of the one on the art walk. And to give you a perspective of what he's making for the gallery, that's the red. And then the blue, he's going to need a pedestal because when he shrunk it, it's 4 feet, basically 4 feet wide, and it's wider than it is tall. So we don't want it too low. So Richard is designing a pedestal. I hope he doesn't do too much. It doesn't need to be fancy, but it'll just raise it up so that when people come in, they'll see it. But he was going to do something much bigger, but it just, I think, would have been so overwhelming.
Well, it'll also be on wheels, correct? So it
It's got to be
can be easily
movable.
moved.
He knows that. Yes.
Thank you for that.
So, any questions? And does action need to be taken on this, Sam?
So this part's just the art sip and stroll update, but we could roll right into the next item under gallery subcommittee, which there is a formal approval to accept John Sensenbaugh as the gallery artist for that show.
Oh, I'd like to make that. I would like to ask that we approve John Sensenbaugh as the artist for Art Sip and Stroll in the gallery.
I'd second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Marita. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Really.
But I know you'll be really fascinated by it. You'll be really pleased. Okay. So we're moving on to gallery.
All right, so that's part A, and gallery part B is also in your packet. All right, this
Yes.
is item number B, and we just sort of have made some adjustments to dates as well as, let's see, so we have Pamela Anderson now, Right from the Heart is coming up after the art show. Jose Chavez and Janice Adams are on track, and then we just talked about Art Sip and Stroll. And the late summer show, we have made some changes, and so it's pending as of now. So, and then the fall show we have. So that's about it. Do you want to talk about Right from the Heart invitation? I got the email about it.
Yep. Well, Jeffrey and I just met. He sent out a list, or he sent a list to Samantha of writers. And Sam sent out a list to all of our artists, mainly the artists that participated last year.
I sent it to our entire mailing list,
Oh, great.
so it went really broad.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
How many would you estimate are on that mailing list?
I think it's like 4,000 or something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it makes our list look pretty bad.
Yeah,
Jeffrey.
yeah.
But as soon as, and Mary Ann Lyons also sent out a list that neither one of us have seen, but really thank her very much for her interest. So I started getting writers. We started getting writers right away. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 writers, maybe 5 when Aisha decides what she's doing, already wanting an artist. And then we have 2 artists who need writers. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artists and writers pairing. So this is a pretty good response, right from the start. As I said, we've got the writers covered, and I sent out my own email to the list of artists that I know, and so some of those you see, and it's shaping up. I'm getting some really interesting responses, including one whose son and daughter-in-law are musicians. They write for the theater. So she's going to do a painting, and they're going to write a song. Oh, cool. Isn't that cool? I love that. I know. I'm just so astounded at what these artists come up with. So
do you pair? If a writer said, I would like to participate, and an artist said, then you pair? Mm-hmm. And some of them recommend pairings or come in with suggested pairings.
They find their own artist or own writer to work with them. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
And I picked up Jessel over the weekend, so I'm happy Jessel's going to participate again.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and she wants to pair with Sasha Paulson, but I don't know if Sasha will or not. I invited all the writers that I know, which are the publicists, Paul Franson and Sasha and Kim Beltran, and I don't know, there were a handful of others. And I haven't heard, I did hear from Paul Franson, he said maybe. He's funny. So anyway, we've got it out there, and Jeffrey and I were just talking, maybe we'll let it go for a few days and then send out something else, just as a reminder to see if we can continue the momentum, get people talking about it. The Arts Association downtown is being super supportive. They sent it out in their newsletter that just came out yesterday or the day before. So we're doing the best we can to get the word out there.
Do you want to give a quick update on the youth art exhibit response? I'm putting you on the spot, so it's okay to say no, but.
I mean, right now we're sitting about 6 submissions for the youth art show. So I just boosted it out on the socials and hoping to get more people. And then I've reached out to some of the art teachers at the local school to try to get more submissions from students.
And their deadline is the 10th, so they have till Sunday. So I think we'll be solid. But
and what is this for?
The youth art exhibit, the youth art show.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
I know we're focused on the right from the heart. Yeah. The kids come up.
This is sooner, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are the dates again of the youth art exhibit?
It starts, opens on December 5th and then closes on January 10th.
Yeah. So those are different than the dates you have.
Oh, Lord.
It says December 4th and January 9th.
That's next year.
2025.
Go up to
Is
the
it?
second
Okay.
one
Oh,
down.
forgive me.
Youth Art 12.5 to 110.24.
Yeah.
It should be 25.
11025. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
that's a typo.
right.
Sorry. Yeah. So I know we have, it sounds like an active art class at St. A's that's going to participate. And then I've made some good contacts at Justin Sienna. So we're hoping, and Kayla and I are kicking around some ideas on different things. So
Wasn't
a
it
great
Justin
show.
Sienna that did a class project last year?
Yeah.
That was really great.
Self-portraits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was
Forgot
great.
that's who that was. Yeah. So we're hoping we can get them really involved again. And but yeah, they're typically last minute entries. So
Yeah. Great.
I might tap Cindy again to help mat some things because you're good
Oh,
at
sure.
that.
The laminator?
Laminator. No, I.
Matting, yeah. Last year we got that whole classroom. They just came with raw art, so she cut all the mats so that we could command strip them to the wall and have it look really lovely. So
At home we do.
yeah,
I don't even remember that.
you're just so talented at it.
Yeah, so, yeah.
He still has 10 fingers. Too.
And I'm the official laminator.
She,
Yes,
yeah,
I know you
Mindy,
are. That's the
bubble
official.
person. Yeah.
So talented. Yeah. So, okay. So thank you. So moving on to the art walk. Okay, Chaos Pamplona cleaning has been a journey, hasn't it, Sam?
Yes, journey.
The project started in March, literally, and finding a patinist, as they're called, has been a challenge. We thought we had one from a foundry in Berkeley, and they just quit responding. We couldn't figure out exactly why, but after waiting and both of us trying to get hold of them, I started checking around and found a small foundry in Sacramento and got to talking with the owner. It's called Frostad Atelier, and she's Frostad, Ronnie Frostad, and she's really an expert at patinas. She looked at the photographs I had of Chaos, and she was off on, I know what this is. So I've been working with her, and Sam has prepared all the paperwork and all the documents, and they are planning to start on the 15th of November.
How long does that take?
She's going to be here for 2 days with 4 people. Wow. She's one of the 4. And so far, it's all working. We were able to find lodging for them here, and it's something that we could afford. So that's a really big plus. And then she finally specified on the equipment, and that's doable, I assume. Yeah, that's great. She's been away. She works on some interesting projects. When we started this conversation, she was working on installing a statue of the Virgin Mary on top of Mount Shasta. And, I mean, if you Google it, you'll see, well, it was quite an experience for her. Risky getting up the old roads with all this equipment. But anyway, she did it, and if you have an opportunity when she's here to talk to her about it, it was really quite something to hear about. And it is online. If you just Google sculpture on top of Mount Shasta or something. So anyway, she's of reputation, and we feel pretty positive she's going to get the job done after all this time. And then we're budgeting for the year following, hoping that it would just take a touch-up that wouldn't cost nearly as much as this is. We're using the TDID money that Sam referred to. Her contract price was $18,000. Then we put $1,000 into the lodging, and then we have equipment, and I don't know what else might pop up. But anyway, we're clear on that budget. And didn't have to delve into the budget we have separately for cleaning the rest of the sculptures.
That's good.
So, anyway, does that sound all right? All good?
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
I think it's going to be amazing.
I
You
think
look at it differently knowing that, like, this is coming. I pulled up today and I was like, oh, yeah, I can't wait for it to.
I know. They were super nice people, and so I hope you'd have an opportunity to meet them while they're here and introduce yourselves. So again, it's the 15th, which is a Friday, and the 16th, which is a Saturday. So, as far as the sculpture opportunities, I'm working with a couple of different artists from outside the state. One is from Bozeman, Montana, which seems to be the most probable. They're all a little bit caught up in the end of the year holiday small things out of their studios. But anyway, I'm still working on that. And then we have that website that Sam and I talked about, that is only sculptures, outdoor sculpture. So we're going to be pursuing that shortly as well. The mare and foal that was or is at Hopper Creek is going to be removed on November 11th. That's Veterans Day, Sam. Is that okay? They're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't, unless they need something from us, but I might touch base through you just to make sure that they don't need parking, no parking signs put out or something, but we won't have staff here that day to help, so.
They might, so maybe I
Okay.
should just tell her the 12th instead of the 11th.
I mean, optimally, that would be better.
Okay.
But if it's a problem, we can just deploy the no parking signs on Friday for them.
She said either one, and I told her I wasn't sure about Veterans Day.
Okay.
Even though they don't need anything from us, they will have a truck.
Yeah.
And it will
Yeah.
be.
Just let me know.
Okay. So there had been some conversation with Brad about the family, the estate, Chandler estate, donating those to the town and then to be put in front of Town Hall. And they decided that they had done the law library, which was a donation, and that this was just too much to ask, and so they're just going to take it back. So that's okay. And that'll be done now on November 12th. So I think that's it. Unless you have any questions, then we can move on to marketing.
Marketing. Let's see what's going on.
Literary.
We do literary.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
That's okay. I didn't do a report, so. And there's not a lot to report. We will start the Writing Celebration new class or group gathering on January 14th, and we have several that have expressed interest in participating. We'll see how that goes. I'm also working on a new sequence of dates for the next round of bookmark stories, but that hasn't been finalized yet. But that's about it.
But I know it's no longer in your hands, but the improvisational program that you participated in, or I'm sure you're working with Richard, was just fantastic.
It was really good.
It was
They did a great
really
job.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you have an opportunity to take in another one of those, very fun. And all the actors I thought were really, really great, really fun. It's a great evening.
Yeah, thank you.
It's nice to leave happy.
Yes, it is.
You know? Yeah. So thanks, Jeffrey. And now, Noelle.
Now marketing.
I'm sorry.
That's
Thank you.
There was a lovely piece, a paragraph along with photos, talking about Open Studio by Paul Franson in the Napa Valley Life section of, is that part of the Yountville Sun?
Yes, can be.
It's a pullout, right? I sometimes the papers there's so many of them and they're pulling out, and I can't tell if they're an individual paper, but there was a lovely piece about that, and it was really due because this year we had Open Studio at the community center, which was really nice. Also in Napa Valley Features, the Sunday e-edition on September 15th, there was an article with photos about Frank Trazzo's Imagine That art show. And it said, "Imagine that art show is a fantastical experience." And that article was by Rosemary Kempton. So we still just have people showing up, writing about things that are going on in the arts, which is wonderful. The 65-57 edition that I sent you digital copies of, but it is out, and I thought you'd just want to take a look at it. They were really showing the love to the chamber. Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney's on
Whitney's
the
on the cover, much to her chagrin. I think she thought it might be a picture inside with her article, but it's really cute as can be. And also there was a lovely article about Isabel Maynard in the front of the magazine, who was in our gallery. And the special piece, and I've marked it, we can pass it around. You already looked at it,
I
Maria.
did.
And Rhonda, you've seen it. But there was a full-page ad for Find Your Heart in Yountville coming up, so everybody get ready to start hiding hearts in a few months. And then there was also an editorial with lots of photos that Mr. MJ took for us. So we had a lot going on in that issue, which was very exciting.
Very exciting.
And we're starting to work on coverage for Art Sip and Stroll. So stay tuned for that. And as you saw the poster, what I have here is it was awaiting its final touches, but we signed off on it in the last couple days. So that is moving on. And excuse me. The Napa Valley Mustard Celebration is coming, and I have to say Jessel's artwork is just beautiful.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I loved it. And
She did the poster for this year.
yeah, it was gorgeous. And the Chamber newsletter was talking about it in this last issue, and they had a link that went right to the Mustard Celebration website and showed us as a nice sponsor for the event, and with a link that went right to our website. So that was all really good. And that's about it for marketing.
Always amazing. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. All right. So, the greatly anticipated Performing Arts Subcommittee.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, it is with anticipation that I just want to say, we regret that we had to cancel the last Legacy Roundtable. But we learned a lot from that experience, just that, we planned such a great event. We had 5 authors, which, we really only needed 4, but we had such great turnout. They were so excited, but just too busy, I think, during harvest time, and so many events going on in the valley. So we decided to just pull the plug on that one a few days ahead of time. But, everyone was very understanding. The authors were very understanding. So, it's fine. We learned some lessons. We learned not to program so many things during that time of the year. So next year, we've already decided that we will do 2 of the Legacy programs, and we've got some great content that we're already thinking about. So that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. And then for the other part of that, we met the subcommittee of the Performing Arts Other, which is Judy and Rhonda and I. We met just to talk about potentially some ideas for merchandise that we might be able to move forward with. And so this is just like a little preview, maybe. But so we've got some ideas that we want to research a little bit more in terms of cost and feasibility, and we'll have more to come on that as we find out more. So I don't know if you girls want to add anything else to that.
Only that we thought we would start slow.
Mm-hmm.
And these were the result of my husband having too much time on the computer. So, thank you, Michael. So he had just 4 or 5 of them made for us, actually some time ago. And I didn't really know quite what to do with them, and then this all came up. So I brought them to our meeting, and as PJ said, we're just researching sources. We have this source, and Michael Aronson has infinite sources on this sort of thing. So, but we thought we would start with the tote bags first. And PJ did some great sketches, which are, really cute, which are now in the hands of Michael. Great ideas, yeah.
Thank you.
So we're just exploring that, but quantities, obviously, Sam, we'd be discussing with you. We thought we'd start slow and get your instincts on tote bags. It's something. They can be giveaways if they're inexpensive enough.
Sam, we're very cognizant of the fact that we don't want to have a lot of little things.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, it's paint.
Hit your button.
And it's hard, I know, having that kind of merchandise, counting it is a nightmare. You lose it all the time. So we were thinking of things that we could definitely give away as fam gifts, and not coasters or so.
Yeah, that's great. I look forward to hearing more.
So, pardon me?
I look forward to hearing more.
And our goal would be to have whatever we're going to do ready for the anniversary. And then we can explore adding other pieces, etc., and have those ready for Art Sip and Stroll. And maybe have a table at Art Sip and Stroll. That's the plan.
So the anniversary is in February. And so are you thinking of having more than tote bags by then, or what are you thinking?
To be determined.
Yes,
We're working on it.
TBD.
As we research what the costs are, because we want to make sure that whatever we do, that we're not getting too far, over our skis as we move forward. So we kind of want to start out simply maybe with the tote bags first, maybe some caps, maybe just this design initially, but we have a couple of other designs that we're kind of toying with. So we want to find out first how much these items will cost, and then kind of see what we move forward with. But ultimately, would love to, if the tote bags and the caps are successful, we could see perhaps maybe introducing men's and ladies' T-shirt, perhaps in a different design. And then these would be things, ideally, I mean, if all of this goes forward as we hope it does, they could be sold at the Sip and Stroll, at really at all of our events, at the summer concert series. They would just be things that would be available at that stage.
And would the proceeds from those sales go toward more items, I suppose? Anyway.
We'd like to make money on them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, hopefully it would be self-funding once the initial.
Yes.
Self-funding.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, as PJ said, we're just kind of inching our way through. Well said.
Thank you.
But the most immediate would be the tote bags and the ball caps.
Yes.
Which. Okay, great.
And then I would like to bring something up. So we talked originally about not doing the Christmas trees and doing some sort of floral spring displays for the Mustard Festival, which we have to get on right away. So this is my busy time of year, so I apologize. But I actually wrote up a little press release, and I sent it out to you guys today with some simple pictures. And I'm not talking about, like, I know you guys have seen what I'm working on. PJ and I have some other things. We'll probably do 2 or 3 things out there. But one of the pictures I sent you guys were like kids made little cans, bee animals or whatever. Anything you can do like that to hang from the tree. So, so we are working on that, and we're going to get that out as soon as we all agree with what we've come together. So, and PJ's committed to work with me to get 2 or 3 things out there.
Well, what you sent today looked good. I just kind of skimmed it on my phone, but well said.
Thank you.
When do they have to be done?
January 15th?
Okay.
Well, that is up to you when you want to start. January 16th is the opening of the celebration. You had been favoring February, I think, the last time we spoke. So it's really up to you, and important to have a target date.
Yes.
Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I think if we push out to February, we would get more participation because Christmas is such a big commitment for people. But at least we want to tie it with one of the things, like maybe we tie it with the Find Your Hearts. That's what I want to make sure is we do something to get it all harmonized together.
I agree with you. I think February is a good time to do it, and tying it with Find Your Heart. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Done.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, Judy. Is that the spring flower thing?
Yes. Yes. And sorry, I didn't get it to Sam until the last minute today, but we've shown you pictures of those things in the past. So, like, I have a metal chair. We're going to cut a hole in it and put a plant in it. You know, it's just stuff like that. It can be very simple, but stuff to bring color and energy for the spring.
A nice time of year to bring some cheer. Are you thinking for flowers, it must be artificial, probably?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't see why not. The
I
weather.
don't think I'm going to be planting any real flowers.
Yeah. No, it sounds good. Sounds nice.
And I'm not going to be in the competition, just FYI.
Why not?
Not interested in that.
But you're going to do something.
Yes, definitely. So one of the things I committed to, and I showed PJ I've started, is the ghost woman who'll be pushing a old-fashioned mower, and then I'll put like
It's really
some
cute.
sort of yellow mustard
so
flower.
cute.
It's so cute. It really is.
So she's getting there.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you for all that effort. I think it's great. And what we really should do is get that on the mustard celebration calendar. So let me read through what you sent and see if we can just hone it down
Okay.
and then get it on the calendar.
Thank you.
Okay. So that moves right into the mustard celebration. We have a meeting on November 18th. Did you get that? I don't know if you're available or not, but the meeting was centered around Whitney's schedule, so I know Whitney will be there. And, Sam, you were going to give us an update on the opening celebration for the gallery and the opening of. Okay.
Yeah, so we just met last week just on a logistical front with the chamber to get kind of who's going to be doing what. And so they're already reaching out for vendors and with Jessel to have the tablers there like last year that were selling things at the event or premiering their mustard theme items.
So they're going to do that?
They're going to do that.
Okay.
We are doing more of like the in-house logistics, so setting up staffing, linens, all of that kind of stuff. So we were just making sure we knew who was covering what base. They're going to be setting up the ticketing site and all of that, and I told her we would circle back with you on once we confirm who the artists are and they get the ticket and their guest, and kind of talked about flow. So I have some notes that I was going to forward to you as Noelle as the mustard celebration subcommittee on the logistics of that piece. And then we were kind of working on just a Yountville Art and Mustard celebration branding. So a little bit like a logo, and so that we can have that be more formalized. So we're moving along.
It would be nice to tie it into all the publicity we're doing for Right from the Heart, but it seems...
Yeah, I think because you're mostly doing the call for entry right now, that once we get this formalized, which will be very soon, that we can tie it all into the actual outreach to get people to come. Yeah. And we'll see how it works. I mean, I think that these multiple artist shows typically have a large attendance, and so this will be the artist plus another attendee will get a free ticket, and there will be a charge for everybody else. So it's something, we'll have to see how it works out. And we're always flexible and go see what. It just didn't seem, what we talked about early on was that it didn't make a whole lot of sense to do two very larger scale Yountville events when we could combine and do it once. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we're really focusing on keeping everything in the community hall side and having the gallery really be the forefront of that, so that the artists feel very much included and on display for this event. So,
and Whitney was going to limit the number of tickets.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be full, but it won't be, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it was 250, knowing there'll be a flow, and then at least 80 of those will go to artists is what we held back. So that would be 40 artists plus a partner. So something we have to think about as we're accepting or getting your numbers for the Right from the Heart is to make sure that works. Because with the writer and the visual artist.
Is it 2 each?
Yes.
4.
4 total.
4 for each entry.
Yeah. So I think, I'm not sure if we're asking for the size of the visual art. Like, I think we're really going to have to hone in a little bit on how many artists that we're taking for that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we kind of got to get ahead of it with the ticket sales because we don't want them to oversell it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the chamber needs to make some money, or at least cover their costs, which are a lot. They provide food.
We are providing all that.
Oh, we're providing the food?
Yeah, we budgeted for some of that. Yeah, I mean they're getting all the wineries to participate for no charge, but the food will be something we have to cover. Yeah.
Through Blossom Catering, or do we have a choice?
I have to check with her. I'm not sure exactly. I think Blossom does a whole I think they were doing a mustard themed presentation, and then
they're wonderful.
yeah.
And the food at the last one was fabulous. They're very expensive for us.
I think they work well with the chamber on costs, but we'll dig into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my concern is just making sure that each artist and writer has their tickets. So when we start to hone in on the numbers, we'll communicate about that.
And what is the date on that again?
That is January 15th.
Oh.
Yeah. $20.
So do commissioners get comped? And volunteers?
I would think so, but yeah, I'll check with her on that.
And I think we'll have to work on, 4 tickets per entry is a lot to ask for. 1 per artist, and I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think it'll just come down to how many artists and writers we have.
We're trying for 40, whether that happens or not.
So that would be 80 pairs. So that's 160 tickets for what we were talking about. Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
100, basically.
To sell. No, it's 90. Yeah.
yeah, they need more than that. Chamber does, I'm sure.
Are all the artists in the area where all the food is and the wine is, or do they stay in the gallery?
They stay in the gallery.
They're physical person. They can be anywhere.
No, but we're not taking easels into the.
No. It'll just be open. Similar to what we've kind of expanded our gallery openings into that room, but it'll be the whole room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
But all the art will be in the gallery?
Yes.
Art and writing?
Yeah.
Well, let us know if we can help.
Yeah, but your goal is what you said, 40 artists, 40 writers. Okay. That complicates.
But I guess, like you said, depending on what the size of the pieces are that they want to submit.
It could make a difference, but we haven't run into a problem with that yet.
And how many tickets, Sam, did you say in total there should be?
250.
250.
Yeah. So we're going to have to do something.
Do you remember how many artists we displayed last year with the writing?
37 comes to mind.
Okay, and that was tight, right?
Thank you.
That was, wasn't it a lot to get them all hung? And these potentially
I
could be
remember it being a
more,
big problem.
I don't either.
these could be a longer writing. Yeah, we'll just have to keep talking it through.
If we get those that are long, I've already gotten one of them.
Okay.
I think we just maybe need to have a conversation about, we have to limit the words. We kind of decided not to limit anything. And as I said, I think you're going to be surprised at some of the other creative thoughts that people have about doing this. It's kind of fun. So.
Okay, well, we'll figure something out. We will.
We will.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Sam, for moving that along. Okay. So, are there any staff informational reports, Sam?
The only thing you had asked Rhonda I wanted to update on were Brad had discussed it at a previous meeting about the electronic screens that we were looking at. So that's still in the kind of development phase of that. I think we've cited them, and then now we're looking at the potential costs and the electrical and things that it takes to install them. So I think we're probably still a couple months out. I would think January, maybe February. Before we'll see those.
And where are they going to be?
So they most of them are cited to take the place of existing bulletin boards. So in front of the library, there's a plain bulletin board. In front of the Yountville Commons, there's a bulletin board. And there is some discussion about putting one like where my office is. There's the V there with Caitlin's office, and the millstones will be moving. So it's putting something on that wall where it's adjacent to the gallery and the community center or the community hall. There is some discussion about the bulletin board in the driveway between the post office and the community center. I think that one could be challenging because of power access, but they're looking at that. So, and that would be a partnership programmed one with the Chamber of Commerce.
Sam, can you refresh my memory the size of the boards?
They'll most likely be similar to what's already there, and it can be 1, 2, or 3 boards. So I don't have a size on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I keep thinking, and it's probably just me, but I keep thinking of like when you drive by the high school or whatever, and they've got the big giant board that's up on the giant pole or whatever, and that has me a little bit like, like
yeah, no, it's not like that, and I don't honestly think any of them would be really even visible from the street. And so, and it's not like you're showing video on it and stuff. It's like, it'll be graphics of, something like the art show that's going on.
Right.
Or it'll also be where we electronically post the meeting agendas that we have to by law.
Right.
So, yeah. And I think the interesting thing about them too is the technology has come so far. It's all editable online through a system, but then you can also set up on and off times on it. So it can go off at dark and
I was just going to say, so at night, it's not going to be some big thing, neon thing. Okay.
Yeah. So I think there are some locations where being on all the time would be fine, like right by the library or something, but they're like the Yountville Commons, having neighbors across the street, that it makes sense to have those have an on and off time. So
you have talked me off the ledge. So
yeah, we're trying to be really conscious of that, and definitely the intent is not to have it be like those signs in front of the schools, but a much more friendly way for us internally to rotate information and have it be current. And then there's a lot of, I think, potential. I see, like, I just went to a conference in Southern California that had them, and visually, like, if you turn your 45-inch TV this, long ways, and you imagine, like, there's just, things going on, going by it. So there is a place for it, I think. I don't think it needs to be everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But I do think it ought to be visible to people passing by, that they would see that, go over and get that information. And so I don't want to make them too small or too invisible either. I don't want to in their face necessarily, but inviting and to share that information.
Yeah. I know Jason is working on this project, so once I have a little bit more concrete plan in place, if it sounds like you're interested in learning more, I'll bring that back for you to hear.
I have to say, I don't like it for Yountville. I could see it in Napa or see it in a more, I'm going to call it urban environment, but we're so sign heavy anyway.
So true.
And now we're going to have banners, and we're going to have these electronic boards, and it just is losing the small town character. It's just my feeling about it.
That was kind of why I was asking those questions, because I was concerned about that too.
Yeah, I can share your concerns with Brad. I'm not sure if this is something that would necessarily come before you for any type of approval, but I'm happy, and you're always welcome to share your feedback on that with him specifically, but I'll mention it to him as well.
It sounded when he talked to us like it was a foregone conclusion, and I was just hoping, like some of the projects, it was being stretched out, but January is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Plus, you know what, Sam? I think that the electronic boards will continually change, and so it won't be as, I think right now we have the boards out there. The information's up there. It's there all the time. I think it makes it more difficult, too. If it's changing all the time, you have to wait till it comes around the next time to get the date or whatever. Anyway, I'm not crazy about it either.
No. I mean, you can get kiosks like that are touchscreen, but that's not what we're talking about. Those are a huge investment, yeah. These are just TV screens, so. Yeah, no, I'll definitely pass on your concerns and feedback, and then again, if you know, I'm kind of periphery on this project, but I'm happy to, you can always reach out to Brad as well.
I actually like the idea in the small town, and for me, doesn't take really that away from the small town of Yountville. In contrast, I think it shares what's going on for people that otherwise wouldn't see it or wouldn't know about it. And sharing even, I'd like to see some poetry up there, for example, once in a while, as a piece of that. So I like the idea. I always have.
And maybe there's a happy medium.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I'm sure there is.
Any further information you can share with us? I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Was there anything else, Sam?
I do not have anything else. Thank you.
Thank you. So any commissioner reports or comments?
Well, I did want to just do a brief, the article about the history of the commission is coming along. I have a draft that I'm starting to circulate, and it does also come up to the present time in which you are all named. So I hope that that's all right with you. But it starts in about 2009. So that's the transition between when we were just a committee and then we became a commission. So it is coming along, and hopefully it won't be too much longer. Just for your information.
I look forward to reading it.
Okay.
It's a piece of art. It's coming along nicely.
Oh, good.
Did Steve comment back? Or?
Not yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, the people who were there at the very beginning, I'm going to be sending it to them first to make sure that what I got is accurate about their involvement. And then I'll be sending it out to all of you. So.
Great. Cool. Yeah. Thanks. I meant to ask you during marketing and I forgot.
That's quite all right. I meant to bring it up.
Okay. Is there anything else that any of us have to say? And is there a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you all.